Hello guys, welcome to our next example, which is Factorising Polynomials Part 2. This time, they don't give you a factor to begin with. So, to start it off, your number one rule is to always find a factor. Okay, let's write that down. A factor. Now, to find a factor, your PX has to give you a remainder theorem of 0, whatever your x is, okay? Let's change it to PA is 0, because that's your remainder theorem, where x minus a is a factor. Alright, so I normally like to start off with number 1, or then I go to -1, okay? So I like to start off where a is 1 or -1. If that doesn't give you 0, I would go 2, -2, 3, -3, and etc. Okay? Now, you're probably thinking, what is she on about? So let me show you guys how it's done. So we know our px is 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 29x minus 30. We're going to try to sub x as 1 first. Okay? So I'm going to write here, when x is 1, we're going to say P1, substitute x as 1 into all of these, and then chuck it all into your calculator. You should end up with a minus 60. And that is not 0. So we move on to the next one. When x equals to minus 1. So I'm going to sub all my x values as minus 1 now. Oops, minus 29 times minus 1 minus 30. Put it all into your calculator. You should end up with minus 6, which is not 0. Never give up. Next one. Let's try when x is 2. So P2, we have 2 times 2 cubed minus 3 times 2 squared minus 29 times 2 minus 30. Put it all into your calculator. You should end up with minus 84, which is still not a factor. Don't give up, guys. When x equals to minus 2, we're going to substitute minus 2 in. So 2 times minus 2 cubed minus 3 times minus 2 squared minus 29 times minus 2 minus 30. Pop into your calculator. Hallelujah, guys. It is 0. So therefore, we know x plus 2, because your x would be, if you sub minus 2 into here, it will give you 0. X plus 2 is a factor. Alright, so we know this is a factor of this polynomial here. Okay, I'm just going to highlight this. Pop it over here for you guys to see. Cool? Now, the next goal that we are trying to do is we want to find out the other factors. So to do the other factors, you would do some long division. So we're going to do x plus 2 divided by 2x cubed minus 3x squared minus 29x minus 30. Remember, rule number 1, always check that the powers are there and they are in descending order. So 3, 2, 1, they are there and they are in descending order. Let's get started. So first one, something times x has to give you 2x cubed. So we know 2x squared times x gives you 2x cubed. 2x squared times 2 gives you positive 4x squared. Subtract them to find the remainder. So we have minus 3 minus positive 4 gives you minus 7x squared. Then we bring down the next term, which is minus 29x. Same gist, something times x equals to minus 7x. So we know minus 7x times x gives you minus 7x squared. Minus 7x times 2 gives you minus 14x. Subtract it to find the remainder. That's cancelled. Minus 29x minus 14x gives you minus 15x. Then pop down the next term, which is minus 30. Same gist again. Something times x gives you minus 15x. We know that it's going to be minus 15 times x is minus 15x. Minus 15 times 2 is minus 30. Subtract it to find the remainder. Therefore, it's 0. So, this factor times this factor should give you the polynomial. So, let's rewrite it. I'm going to just screenshot this over to the next page, just so we can see. All right. So this factor, so we have, therefore, your polynomial is 2x squared minus 7x minus 15 times this factor here, which is x plus 2, should give you the polynomial. However, we do not stop here. This can be further factorized. You have two options again. You can use your Psf method, okay, so product sum factor method, or you can use your cross method. All right, so I'm going to do the cross method first because it's something I'm pretty familiar with. So what two terms multiply together to give you 2x squared? We know 2x times x gives you 2x squared. Cross it. Now, what two factors times together to give you 15? We know it's 3 and 5. So I'm going to put 3 here, 5 here. Same gist. 2x times 5 gives you 10x. And then x times 3 gives you 3x. But your ultimate goal is to get minus 7x. So we're going to do minus 10x plus 3x gives you minus 7x. Pop it in between the signs. That's your first bracket. That is your second bracket. Okay. If you want to do the Psf method, I'll show you guys as well. So the product is the first and last number. So product is 2 times 15, which is 30. Your sum is always your middle number, which is minus 7. Then you want to find your factors. So the factors of 30 can be 10 and 3, where the sum should give you minus 7. So minus 10 plus 3 should give you minus 7. Now let's rewrite it. We can have 2x squared. We're going to rewrite this using this, where minus 7x becomes this. So minus 7x is made up of minus 10x plus 3x, and then minus 15 goes there. So what I've technically done is I've just broken down this equation into here. Yeah? We are going to split it into two groups. Looking at the first one, the most common thing here is a number 2. We can divide them both by 2, and we can take an x out. So we have 2x, x minus 5. Looking at these two terms here, the highest common factor is 3. So we can pull out a 3. We have x minus 5. Same gist here. We're going to group these into two terms. Looking at them, x minus 5 is the same in both of them. So I'm going to pull out x minus 5. What I have left in the first box is 2x. What I have left in the second box is 3. Okay, so then to conclude my answer, my polynomial is technically x minus 5, 2x plus 3, and then we have the last factor down here. So if I multiply these three brackets, I should end up with this polynomial here. Okay, that's it for today's lesson. Thank you guys.